2 Kings chapter 1. Elijah confronted King Ahaziah. After King Ahaz died, the land of Moab rebelled against Israel. One day Israel's new king Ahaziah fell through the lattice work of an upper room at his palace in Samaria and was seriously injured. So he sent a messenger to the temple of Baal-zebul, the god of Ekron, to ask whether he would recover. But the angel of the Lord told Elijah, who was from the Tishbe, "Go and confront the messenger of the kings of Samaria and ask them, is there no God in Israel? Why are you going to Baal-zebul, the god of Ekron, to ask whether the king will recover? Now therefore, this is what the Lord said, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will surely die." So Elijah went to deliver the message. When the messenger returned to the king, he asked them, "Why have you returned so soon?" They replied, "A man came up to us and told us to go back to the king and give him this message. This is what the Lord said. Is there no God in Israel? Why are you sending men to Baal-zebul, the god of Ekron, to ask whether you will recover? Therefore, because you have done this, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will surely die." "What sort of man was he?" the king demanded. "What did he look like?" They replied, "He was a hairy man, and he wore a leather belt around his waist." "Elijah from Tishbe," the king exclaimed. Then he sent an army captain with 50 soldiers to arrest him. They found him sitting on the top of a hill. The captain said to him, "Man of God, the king has commanded you to come down with us." But Elijah replied to the captain, "If I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and destroy you and your 50 men. Then fire fell from heaven and killed them all. So the king sent another captain with 15 men. The captain said to him, "Man of God, the king demands that you come down at once." Elijah replied, "If I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and destroy you and your 50 men. And again the fire of God fell from heaven and killed them all. Once more the king sent a third captain with 50 men, but this time the captain went up the hill and fell to his knees before Elijah. He pleaded with him, "O man of God, please spare my life and the lives of these, your 50 servants. See how the fire from heaven come down and destroy the first two groups, but now please spare my life." Then the angel of the Lord said to Elijah, "Go down with him and don't be afraid of him." So Elijah got up and went with him to the king. And Elijah said to the king, "This is what the Lord said. Why did you send messenger to Baal-zebul, the god of Ekron, to ask whether you will recover? Is there no God in Israel to answer your question? Therefore, because you have done this, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will surely die." So Ahaziah died just as the Lord had promised through Elijah. Since Ahaziah did not have a son to succeed him, his brother Joram became the next king. This took place in the second year of the reign of Joram, son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah. The rest of events of the Ahaziah reign and everything he did are recorded in the book of the history of the king of Israel. Chapter 2. Elijah taken into heaven. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in the whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were traveled from Gilgal. And Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord had told me to go to the battle." But Elisha replied, "As sure as the Lord lives and you yourself alive, I will never leave you." So they went down together to Bethel. The group of prophets from Bethel came to Elisha and asked him, "Did you know that the Lord is going to take your master away from you today?" "Of course I know," Elisha answered, "but be quiet about it." Then Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord had told me to go to the Jericho." But Elisha replied again, "As sure as the Lord lives and you yourself live, I will never leave you." So they went on together to Jericho. Then the group of prophets from the Jericho come to Elisha and ask him, "Did you know that the Lord is going to take your master away from you today?" "Of course I know," Elisha answered, "But be quiet about it." Then Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord has told me go to the Jordan River." But again Elisha replied, "As sure as the Lord live and you yourself live, I will never leave you." So they went on together. 50 men from the group of prophets also went and watched from the distance as Elijah and Elisha stopped beside the Jordan River. Then Elijah folded his cloak together and struck the water with it. The river divided, and the two of them went across the dry ground. When they came to the other side, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me what I can do for you before I am taken away." And Elisha replied, "Please let me inherit a double share of your spirit and become your successor." "You have asked a difficult thing," Elijah replied. "If you see me what I've taken from you, then you will get your request, but if not, then you won't." And they were walking along and talking. Suddenly a chariot of the fire appeared, drawn by the horse of fire. It drove between the two men, separated them, and Elijah was carried by a whirlwind into heaven. Elisha saw it and cried out, my father, I see the chariot and the charioteer of Israel." And as they disappeared from sight, Elisha tore his clothes in distress. Elisha picked up Elijah's cloak, which had fallen when he was taken up. Then Elisha returned to the bank of the Jordan River. He struck the water with Elijah's cloak and cried out, "Where is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" Then the river divided, and Elisha went across. When the group of prophets from Jericho saw from a distance what happened, they exclaimed, "Elijah's spirit rests upon Elisha." And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. "Sir," they said, "just say the word, and 50 of our strongest men will search the wilderness for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord had left him on some mountains or in some valley." "No," Elisha said, "don't send them." But they keep urging him until they shamed him in agreeing, and he finally said, "All right, send them." So 50 men searched for 3 days but did not find Elijah. Elisha was still at Jericho when they returned. "Didn't I tell you not to go?" he asked. Elisha's first miracle. One day the leader of the town of Jericho visited Elisha. "We have a problem, my lord," they told him. "This town is located in pleasant surrounding, as you can see, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive." Elisha said, "Bring me a new bowl with salt in it." So they brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring that supplied the town with water and threw the salt into it. And he said, "This is what the Lord says, I have purified this water. It will no longer cause death or infertility." And the water has remained pure ever since, just as Elisha said. Elisha left Jericho and went up to the Bethel. As he was walking along the road, a group of boys from the town began mocking and making fun of him. "Go away, Baldy," they chanted. "Go away, Baldy." Elisha turned around and looked at them, and he cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the wood and mauled 42 of them. From there, Elisha went to the mountain Carmel and finally returned to the Samaria. Chapter 3. War between Israel and Moab. Ahaz's son Joram began to rule over Israel in the 18th year of the king Jehoshaphat reign in Judah. He reigned in Samaria 12 years. He did what was evil in the Lord's eyes, but not to the same extent as his father and mother. He at least tore down the sacred pillar of Baal that his father had set up. Nevertheless, he continued in the sin that Jeroboam son of Nebat had committed and led the people of Israel to commit. King Mesha of Moab was a sheep breeder. He used to pay the king of Israel an annual tribute of 100,000 snaps and the wool of 100,000 rams. But after Ahaz died, the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. So King Joram probably mastered the area of Israel and marched from Samaria. On the way, he sent this message to King Jehoshaphat of Judah: "The king of Moab has rebelled against me. Will you join me in battle against him?" And Jehoshaphat replied, "Why, of course, you and I are as one. My troops are your troops, and my horses are your horses." Then Jehoshaphat asked, "What route will we take? We will attack from the wilderness of Edom." Joram replied, "The king of Edom and his troops joined them, And all three armies traveled along a roundabout route through the wilderness for 7 days, but there was no water for the man or the animal. What should we do? The king of Israel cried out. The Lord had brought the three of us here to let the king of Moab defeat us. But King Joshua of Judah asked, Is there no prophet of the Lord with us? If there is, we can ask the Lord what to do through him. One of King Joram's officers replied, Elisha, son of Sapphira, is here. He used to be Elijah's personal assistant. Joab said, Yes, the Lord speaks through him. So the king of Israel, King Joshua of Judah, and the king of Edom went to consult with Elisha. Why are you coming to me? Elisha asked the king of Israel. Go to the pagan prophet of your father and mother. But the king Joram of the Israel said, No, for it was the Lord who called us three kings here only to be defeated by the king of Moab. Elisha replied, As sure as the Lord Almighty lived, who I served, I wouldn't even bother with your exception for my respect for King Joshua of Judah. Now bring me someone who can play the harp. While the harp was being played, the power of the Lord came upon Elisha, and he said, This is what the Lord says. This dry valley will be filled with pool of water. You will see neither wind nor rain, said the Lord. But this valley will be filled with water. You will have plenty for yourself and your cattle and other animals. But this is only a simple thing for the Lord, for he will make you victorious over the army of Moab. You will conquer the best of the tower, even the fortified one. You will cut down all the good trees, stop up all the spring, and ruin all the good land with stones. The next day, at about time when the morning sacrifice was offered, water suddenly appeared. It was flowing from the direction of Edom, and soon there was water everywhere. Meanwhile, when the people of Moab heard about the three armies marching against them, they mobilized every man who was old enough to strap on his sword, and they stationed themselves along the border. But when they got up the next morning, the sun was shining across the water, making it appear red to the Moabite like blood. It's blood, the Moabite exclaimed. These three animals must have taken and killed each other. Let's go, men of Moab, and collect the plant. But when the Moabite arrived at the Israel's camp, the army of Israel rushed out and attacked them, and as they turned and ran, the army of Israel chased them into the land of Moab, destroyed everything as they went. They destroyed the town, covered the goods, land with stones, stopped up from all the spring, and cut down all the good trees. Finally, only Kashera and its stone wall was left, but the men with the sling surrounded and attacked it. When the king of Moab saw that he was lost in the battle, he left 700 of his sword men in a desperate attempt to break through the enemy line near the king of Edom, but they failed. Then the king of Moab took his own oldest son, who would have been the next king, and sacrificed him as a burnt offering on the wall. So there was great anger against Israel, and the Israelites withdrew and returned to their own land. All right, so that is chapter 3, and those three chapters is talking about Elijah taken by God to heaven, and then his successor Elisha become next man of God, and that is the story Elisha's. Alright, so that is today's Bible's learning. Hope everybody like it. God bless everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.